After being responsible for the first own goal that Arsenal had to really put onto its result sheet as the first people to score into the North London derby, and then doubled after that long ball that was given to him by Kai Havertz, Bukayo Saka has come out and obviously found himself very vocal onto that win that Arsenal went ahead to have at the stadium known as the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium that ended 3-2 by the time the referee put his whistle to the mouth. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. This is the Arsenal News Show. David Raya in the mix, obviously putting in an apology to Arsenal fans, and Mikel Arteta has still gone ahead to obviously call out all people that are really trying to really use that era as an attacking measure or instrument to the loanee from Brentford to Arsenal, and his deal is going to be made permanent by the beginning of the summer transfer window. Rokan David is my name. It's a Monday. How did you guys sleep? Hope you really had a fantastic weekend. Arsenal fans, I know you are all jubilating because by the time the referee blew the last whistle, you guys, you were Navy, as Tottenham Hotspur was onto the goal area of Arsenal every second. They are knocking on the door, but look like Arsenal said our padlocks are really set and we're not going to unlock for you, and they never at any one moment. And it looked like if it was going to be a goal for Spurs to make it 3-3, it was supposed to be a foul being made by the side of Arsenal, because Arsenal defended very, very well. You know, they defended very well, and all the two goals that Arsenal conceded were because of a mistake of the goalkeeper. And then Declan Rice, I don't know what was wrong with him when he went ahead and really kicked Steve Davies, who was even taken off for Song Hyun-min to take that penalty. So we thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, Barakallahu fikum, and may the living to God bless you abundantly. That's to the Christians. And let's start it off with Bukayo Saka and what he had to say about this win of Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur. He said that last 20 minutes wasn't nice, but it was worth it. We know it's a big derby and they don't want to lose 3-0 at home. Once they got one, the crowd was up. They were up. The momentum shifted their way, but I'm proud of the boys. We fought to the end and got the 3 points. We just needed to be calm. Everything was quite frantic, but we showed our level heads at the end and got the win. Obviously, if it just comes in through from open play, it's okay. You know, it's okay. But according to how that goal went in, I tell you what, it was a mistake coming in from David Raya, and it was like a charge showing that they are really feeling the pressure. And in such moments, you will see the crowd jeering up its players to see either obviously go in, and they went for it. But I tell you, in the due course of going for it, they couldn't obviously create an open chance play. And they couldn't obviously create what we call an open chance. That is it. And they required a penalty to really make it 3-2. That is it. So it shows you how good defensively are. And on any day, if they asked you, what would you go for? Playing well and drawing, and not playing well and obviously getting the win? The answer will be, I rather not play well and take a win. And that's exactly what Arsenal had to do on the occasion. And Arsenal did the best onto the day, and they went ahead to find themselves in a position of really winning this beautiful game of football. And that's how they went ahead to win it. But Saka was like, all right, we looked a little bit shaky, a little bit, but we defended very well, and they never really found themselves in a situation of really losing. And that's the best result that we'll ever get, because if Arsenal had drawn, Man City would have gone ahead, obviously placed themselves in a better position of winning the trophy. But right now, Man City is having 89 points. Arsenal is having 79, and Arsenal is having 80 points. So if Man City win their game in hand, they go 2 points ahead of Arsenal, right? That is it. So we wait and see how that pans out, but it's really an interesting title race that we are into right now. Saka said maybe last season that game could have ended in a draw, but we showed that we have the experience now. we can come here and get 3 points even when the stakes are high and it's a massive game. I tell you what, Arsenal had spent very many years without winning at the stadium of Tottenham when it was White Hart Lane and when it turned into the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So when you look at that stadium, Arsenal broke that dreadlock of not winning last season when they beat Tottenham Hotspur by 2-0. And this time round, they came in through and scored 3 in the first half. Tottenham pulled to back. But it shows you the experience is really huge. You know, the experience is really huge. And those players that have been added in, Raya, Rice, Timber, and Kai Havertz have been pivotal into the transition of Arsenal, and now they really know that they really have the right quality of players to see to it that they really take them into those levels. So that is it coming in through from none other than Bukayo Saka, and he has finally gotten to know what Arsenal is all about. The charge is right, and he says maybe last season they would have gone ahead to lose, but I think even last year they wouldn't lose because I think Arsenal had that first 11, but they never had a bench. This time round, Arsenal has a very good bench, and I think they're going to add on more players and really let more players really leave the club of Arsenal. The likes of Emily Smith-Rowe, if they are not sold, they will be loaned. But for Edin Ketia, Kian Tierney, Res Nelson, I find them candidates for really permanent departures at Arsenal. I tell you, Arsenal is going to add in more 3 or 4 players. That is it. They're going to add in 3 or 4 more players because they know to eat that. If they've reached this level, when they've gone ahead to score the most number of goals, they have the least number of goals conceded. They've gone ahead to keep the most clean sheets. You get? And they are not on top of the table. Then they'll have to get to know that this juggernaut of Man City should obviously be overthrown by an addition of 3-4 more quality players. That is it. You know? But it's Arsenal who went ahead, obviously, down tools when they're playing against Aston Villa. We know that. They down tools and they lost that game. They wouldn't have gone ahead to lose. And then Saka finally said, it was a very nice moment at the end with the fans. We know what it means to them and what it means to us. So we are delighted. It means everything. We've got 3 games to go and we are going to give it everything and see whether it leaves us. Where it leaves us. Now it's shower, get on the bus, put the Man City on and hope the best. City are an amazing team, but they are not perfect. No one is perfect. They can drop points. We just need to do our job and see where it leaves us. So when you look at Arsenal, they've gone ahead to elevate. Let's all admit. They've elevated, and Saka believes City will really drop points. But after he said the City went ahead to obviously beat Nottingham Forest by 2-0. It was Josko Vardio and the man himself called, what's his name? Erling Haaland, make it 21. I was one of the people who said it's going to be hard for Erling Haaland to hit 30 goals this season. And you've gone ahead to really understand it. Because for me, he's a predictable striker. You know why Harry Kane could obviously score more? 30 plus. He's unpredictable. He can really drop deep, you know, and it's very hard to mark him. But for Erling Haaland, he's a penalty box striker. That is it. He's a penalty box striker, and he rarely pulls out a moment of magic. That is him. But City went ahead to win, and Saka knows it very well, but he says City is not a perfect team. They can also draw points. And when you look at their remaining games, they're having Wolverhampton Wanderers, they're having Fulham, they're having Tottenham Hotspur, and which side do they play last? Talking of Man City. Man City fixtures. Man City fixtures. So they are playing Wolverhampton Wanderers on Saturday. Then Fulham, Tottenham Hotspur. They close it up with West Ham. That is it. So for Arsenal, it's Bournemouth, Man United, and Everton. 2 games at home, 1 game away for Arsenal. Arsenal 80 points, Man City 79 points. I think Liverpool is totally out of the title race. So that's what Saka really said, but they are really very important. And it's very good for a player like Saka, who knows the history of the North London derby, to come out and really rise up to the occasion and really score goals. Because as an Arsenal born and bred academy graduate, you know what is at stake if at all you lose to North London. North London won't be the same, and you'll be jeered at. But the moment you go out and really beat the side of Tottenham Hotspur, you would have gone ahead to give the fans the best prize. You know, you rather not lose this game, you know, other than finding yourself in a position of really getting yourself battered in there for you, because it's one of the hugely awaited games. And I tell you, even the tickets of these games are really at different prices because of the rivalry that has gone ahead to grow in between Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. Now, David Raya had something to say about the mistake went ahead to do that costed Arsenal that goal that played Spurs back into the game. I've learned from making mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you don't learn. It's part of football. Everybody makes mistakes. But the thing is, when the goalkeeper makes a mistake, is normally it's a goal and it's more seen, more talked about compared to a striker missing a tap in or whatever. But it's just part of football, and you learn from that. That's the important thing. You learn from your mistakes. I understand, but would he have been saying the same if at all Arsenal went ahead to draw points? He's saying like that because Arsenal went ahead to obviously manage to score 3 goals, early 3 goals, and they found themselves in a situation of really not shrinking and imploding. But I tell you what he did was really silly. And he had taken long without doing such mistakes, but when he had just gone ahead to come in through at Arsenal, he was doing such mistakes as David Raya. But you really understand that the pressure that comes with playing at Arsenal and playing the North London derby for the very first time, obviously you have to commit out something like that. But I understand mistakes are human and error is human. That is it. Though fans will overlook it because Arsenal went ahead to collect those number of points, the 3 points that they came in for. If they had drawn, David Raya would have gone ahead to be slated. I tell you what, he wouldn't have gone ahead to walk out with a clean slate. No way. Then the manager, Mikel Arteta, who signed him from Brentford, he said, I love the reaction of the team and especially the individuals that were involved in those mistakes because they showed real character. Raya stepped up and did what he does best, and that's when you see the players. When things are at stake, it's the courage. It's very easy to talk, but you have to do it on the pitch when something like this happens. I don't know if I would have courage to do what he's done. So big compliment to them. So the manager is like, he loves the reaction of the team, and Raya stepped up and did the best, and that's when you see the players. So I think the manager has obviously come out and backed the players, but I tell you what, in the dressing room, Arteta is going to tell him, please. That is not really entertained, because if you let your players put in such shifts, you'll become the culprit. I tell you, you'll become the culprit. At the end of it all, you'll cry. What if he does it when they're playing against Bournemouth? You understand? So there are things you shouldn't entertain as a manager. And when you come in the public eye, you have to come out and really back your player. But after that, you have to really do the needful and really not pat his back, but try to hit his back to really send him a serious warning as a goalkeeper. So guys, your thoughts on to Saka charged for the trophy are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about David Raya's apology and Mikel Arteta reacting to the foul that went ahead to do that resulted into Spurs charging up to an extent of seeing this game ending in a nervy way on the side of Arsenal. May the living to God bless you abundantly. It's a Monday. Continue to subscribe. And don't forget to really hit the notification bell after subscribing. Rokani David is my name. I'm out.